Good morning, YouTube. So, first I'm going to do a tour of the garden, but first I want to show you what's on the porch. The craziest thing is happening. I have some amaryllis that when I was reading about caring for them in the off, when they're not flowering, off times, one of the things I read was that it was good to put them outside, so I put them outside, and they're blooming. It's a much smaller bloom than when they bloom in the late winter, early spring. But see, here's a bud, and there's what, 5 flowers here. So that's crazy. Not sure why that's happening. And this thing, before I repotted it, it was gorgeous. Like, it was just full of all these sort of flowers. But it kept falling off when we'd get a strong wind because it was just in a really lightweight plastic pot. So I fixed it. Okay. Anyway. So here's the carrot flowers. I made a jelly out of them and they're delicious. The jelly does not taste like carrots, but I've been fascinated by watching these guys do their thing. There was a huge zucchini right here and it got some kind of fungus or something, but it died, so I pulled it out and put it in another sage and another rosemary. I don't know if you can see the bees that are on the borage, but this stuff here is borage, and that's a bronze fennel. And there's some nasturtiums in there, and some oregano and sage. Butterfly bush is gonna bloom soon. This is a lemon verbena. I need to harvest some of it. It's gotten huge. Over here, the tomatoes are doing fine, but I need to I need to stake them up because they're just gonna not do so well, I think, if they're on the ground. Look at the lilies. These guys have been blooming like crazy for a couple of weeks. This is the first day I've seen this one. This is Lady Neva. So then over here, some more nasturtiums, yarrow. This is the other side of that borage. This was one tiny little plant. And look how big it is. Swiss chard is still going strong. I just harvested a bunch of it. I need to harvest some more. So in here I've got lemon balm. This is a African blue basil. This is my little golden sage. Something loves to eat it, so I need to put a cage around it so it can have a chance to get big. There's some parsley, there's some thyme, the calendula. I need to go through and cut some of those flowers so it'll keep blooming for a little while longer. The Amsonia is doing really well. Oh, here's one of the lilies from Jason's grandparents. Everything's doing really nicely. The pyracantha are just full of berries, so I can't wait to see what they do in the fall. They're supposed to turn orange. Won't that be cool? Okay, so then I've got tarragon, walking onions, variegated marjoram, fennel, savory, nasturtium, sage, rosemary, pineapple sage. There's another one of those lilies. This was not from Papa, this was from someone else. And then here I've got rosemary. This is a lavender I transplanted and it's still alive, so that's good. Some mint. So I wanted to tell you guys about the spiderwort. So this is what they're doing now. They're all kind of nasty. So I cut every other one down just to see if that would hurt them or if they would be okay. And they're fine. It's actually coming back, and it's gonna give me some more flowers. So later today I'm gonna go through and carefully cut this, because as you can see there's some new flower there. But that's good to know. So I can get at least two rounds of flowers out of these. Yeah. So from here, we can look over here and see these sunflowers. A month ago when I did a video, they were about, let's see, I think they were about this tall, approximately. And this is how much taller they are. And that one's starting to open up. Can you see it? Yeah, I should see it. There we go. It's pretty cool. And that guy there is ridiculously tall. Like, that's probably 12 feet. Just tall. So, I'm gonna come over here. The coleus. These coleus are actually in full sun, which I didn't realize, because in the winter this is mostly shade. And I just didn't think about how much the sun was going to change. So next year, this is not where I will put coleus. This is a Rudbeckia, black-eyed Susan, named Autumn Colors. I love it. This is the mini berm. It's loaded with petunias and a crepe myrtle that's going to bloom soon. I think it's going to be white, but I could be wrong. There's some cosmos. So down here underneath the sunflowers, the marigolds are still doing well, but there's also these poppies that have been blooming. And the zinnias have been blooming. Aren't they pretty? This is the lemongrass. And then look at all these cleome. The bees are all over them. There's the hyacinth vine, just getting into all kinds of trouble. These are the bachelor buttons. Just one of the cone flowers. And these are the lilies from Jason's grandparents that are just gorgeous. Look at how they curl. Beautiful. And the fragrance, man. Okay, lilac's doing good. Gonna come around here. There's some other cleome that I planted. And snapdragons, and some more bachelor's buttons. Oh. And the hydrangea's doing well. Come down this way. There's some yarrow. This one's called Moonbeam. This is a blood flower. It hasn't bloomed yet, obviously. This is that lotus vine. Whoops. I need to pull the violets out, but it hasn't bloomed. I don't know. This is the only one that survived. The other two died. I think those are really pretty. So underneath the cleome, I've got verbena. It's doing really well. Snapdragons. And more verbena. And the zinnias that fall. And here you can see the marigolds. They're still blooming. So I'm going to take you to the back. So this is a weed, but I like to let it go ahead and bloom because it's blue. This is one of the only true blues that occurs in nature. And I think, I don't remember the specific name of it, but monkey face is one of the names. I need to get a trellis for the rose because it's trying to go into the driveway. Everything over here is doing fine. Nothing's supposed to be blooming yet, so this is all doing well. Lots of irises and lots of weeds. The birds don't like it when I come back here, but it's my yard, they can get over it. I feed them. Okay, so these irises are all still doing great. In a couple of weeks I'm gonna disturb them greatly because as you can see, I've written on the ones that bloomed, so I'm gonna go through and get all the ones that bloomed out. And I haven't decided if I'm gonna leave the ones that didn't bloom for one more year or not. I think I will, but we'll see. So the sedum is doing well. I've moved it, well, divided it a lot, because eventually I want it to just be all the way around the whole curve here along the driveway. I don't remember what this is called, but I got a few of them and they finally started to do something. For the longest time they were just like that size, but now they're all doing something. There's my fat rabbit. Here's some apple mint. The scarlet runner bean. Here's one of the scarlet flowers. There's not a whole lot happening in this bed right now, which is okay. It is a-okay. Oh, there go the chipmunks. So that's the bee balm. Isn't it pretty? And then this is my black knight butterfly bush, buddleia. No. Here we go, this is a good one. Look at the color on that. And it smells amazing. And then this is the one that was already here, and it's just a slightly lighter shade of purple. Some volunteer cleome. And the daisies are underneath the white crepe myrtle. There's some more scarlet runner bean on that fence. You can see those. Some more volunteer cleome. And the lungwort's still doing well. So is the hellebore. And the pink crepe myrtle, which is blooming on the other side. And there's one right there. Let's see if I can zoom in and show you. Yeah. It's pretty. And then this is a crepe myrtle that did not bloom last year, but I'm kind of hoping, since we've opened up the tree and we opened up, this vine got cut back a little bit more. I'm hoping that this crepe myrtle will bloom this year. We will see. So then I have all these hostas in here with some spiderwort, and everybody's happy and doing well. And a couple of volunteer crepe myrtles that need to get pulled because they're crowding out the whatever that is that I planted from the spring. Gosh, starts with an A. Anyway, horsetail. These begonias, I wish I had gotten like 6 of them because they're doing really well, but there's only those 2, which, as you can see, looks kind of puny. Oh, we have a friend. Oh man, okay, so then under the tree, everybody's doing well. This is called church mouse. It's a type of hosta, it's a miniature. I love it. But this is what the garden looks like in late June. Okay, so I have a lot of work to do. I did this before I got started on the work, but I got a lot of weeds to pull and pruning to do, so it'll be fun. But anyways, that's what our yard looks like right now. That's how the garden is going. Some day later this year, I'll do more of a video on the very back part of the yard where lots of changes are happening, but in a slow way. Yeah, I haven't been very happy about it, but it could be worse. So that's long as the back 40 is still the back 40, and it definitely still has knotweed, but none of it is any higher than my waist, so that's a good thing. Thanks for watching. Bye.